There are two sides to man, the intellectual side and the sexual side. In the time of the Tokugawa reign, this was the case among many of the upper-class males. This painting depicts the importance of several individual social classes during the Tokugawa era. The painting also depicts the wealth and prosperity of Japanese central government and Japan's effect on Western art. The Tokugawa family was a strong force in Japan and brought in new aspects of culture, which they portrayed through their artwork. The piece of art we have chosen correctly represents Japanese society between 1603 and 1868 CE by showing aspects of culture during the Tokugawa reign. A few examples of what this particular painting represents include social status, government, and Japan's influence on art in Europe.
The woodblock painting represents the different levels of social status in Japan during the time of the painter. Some of these include courtesans, geishas, the shoguns, samurai, merchants, farmers, and craftspeople. Early Japan was predominantly patriarchal and can be reflected by the two sets of woman counterparts in Japanese society. Both were an accepted part of Japanese culture, the first being courtesans, who fulfilled the sexual desires of the upper-class males. They were symbols of the wealth and prosperity of the government. Geishas, on the other hand, were used to fulfill a male's intellectual needs. They were used in Japanese culture as the key to higher thought and discussed the intangible aspects of life with their male counterparts. The next level of the social hierarchy were the shoguns, who headed foreign relations and national security, as well as controlling the daimyo, lords with private samurai groups, and they were at the top of the Japanese social order during the Tokugawa reign. The next level included the warrior class of the samurai, who protected Japan from outside conquest. Merchants were at the bottom of the social hierarchy due to the Confucian belief that merchants didn't produce anything, unlike farmers or craftspeople. Instead, they made their money off the productive labor of others.
One aspect that emerged in the time of the Tokugawa reign was reopened trade and commerce with Europe after about 200 years of isolation. These trade connections led to Japanese art diffusing into European culture to create Japanesism. European artists were fascinated by the unique artistic insight and imagination in these Japanese art forms, especially in woodblock prints, also called ukiyo-e. One example of this cultural diffusion is Van Gogh's Flowering Plum Tree, which was influenced by Japanese woodblock prints. The reopened trade connections with Europe strengthened the Japanese economy and let the Tokugawa family prosper as well as influence other civilizations.
The wealthy and prosperous Tokugawa family ruled Japan from 1603 to 1686 CE. The family headed a feudal political system, also known as a Bakuhan Taizai, in which leading vassals in Japan held inherited lands and rice paddies with funds provided by military services. Bakuhan Taizai shared feudal power with the shogunates in Japan. Daimyo were feudal lords with their own bureaucracies, policies, and territories. Each of these was part of the political system.
The Tokugawa family was strong and powerful. They brought together new cultural ideas and revealed them through their artwork. Artwork taken from this time period correctly corresponds with the Japanese society, for it presents aspects of culture throughout the Tokugawa reign.
Japanese social status, government, and influence on Europe was portrayed throughout Tokugawan art.